Hello guys! I hope you're doing great. A 24-year-old boy lived in California in 1975, who was a calculator designer at that time. Now, he loved electronics very much. He lived a reserved life that means he loved being alone. In fact, he didn't talk to his colleagues other than at work. He did not participate in any kind of gossip, and he used to focus only on his work. He used to wake up every morning at 6:30 a.m., used to go to the office. He used to read magazines related to engineering while sitting alone in a cubicle, used to design electronic chips. He used to work on his passion all night after coming back home from work, having food and drink. He kept on learning about new technology and used it to design products. He followed the same daily routine for many years. You know who was this boy? Well, that boy was Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple. And after seeing his extreme work ethic, people used to think that how much did he work? How much mental pain or fatigue would this person have? But Wozniak speaks the opposite of it. He calls this lonely time my best moments in life, where he was able to make full use of his ability, and where he created Apple I and Apple II computers, which were very easy for common people to use, after which he launched these computers together with Steve Jobs. And today Apple is dominating the world. See, while people know Steve Jobs for his exceptional marketing and communication skills, they know that Steve Jobs were an extroverted person, whereas Steve, who was an introverted person, he was silently giving his contribution to the back end of the company. The truth is, in making Apple the most profitable company in the world, both of them had an equal contribution. The only difference was, Steve Jobs, who were an extroverted person, were always visible, so people knew him more. But still, there will be many people who don't know Steve Wozniak. See, many people say that extroverted people are creative and genius. Whether they are writers, engineers, or scientists. People who are introverts, they mostly like to work alone. They use the power of silence to achieve big things in life, to do innovations. So this is what we will see in this video, the book by Susan Cain, The Quiet. That if you are an introverted person who loves silence and loneliness, so how can he move ahead in his life? Plus those people who are extroverted, how they can use the power of silence to move ahead in their life. That's all we will learn in this video. So the first lesson you have to understand to learn is practicing solitude. Psychologist and a pioneer of human performance Anders Ericsson did a very famous experiment, where researchers divided people into 3 groups at Music Academy and expert violinist West Berlin. Those who were in the first group were the best violinists. The second group was good violinists, and in the third group was people who were taking violin instructor training. Now, after dividing all people into groups, researchers started asking, how much time do they practice every day? To see how many hours of practice makes musicians experts. And how much difference does time make? Now, here the focus was on time, where a very interesting thing came out. See, all of them were the best violinists. They were practicing for 3.5 hours a day. And the left 2 groups were practicing for 9 hours a day, which means more than double. But still, those people were behind them. Well, when I went to find out the reason for this and came to know that those who were the best violinists had a secret practicing alone. Means they were practicing alone in solitude. Whereas most of the people who were in the other group, those people were practicing with more people at times. Because of this, those people were not able to do one thing which Ericsson calls deliberate practice, which you should do to do extremely well in any field. See, Ericsson says, when you are working alone, you are doing deliberate practice. You come to that point which increases your achievement exponentially, by which you can achieve a lot in less time. And this thing a person can achieve only when he is practicing alone, where he can give his full focus on his task and his knowledge, and also able to monitor his progress very well without any distractions. And this is what helps them to move ahead quickly. On the other hand, the author says those people who like to work more with others, like to collaborate more. No doubt, those people also move ahead in their life. Those people also do well. But sometimes also happens those people get limited from their group. They can do only as much as the whole group can do collaboratively. This means that they set their own limit from the group's limit. What if all of them are able to do only this much? Then I will be able to do the same. I can't do more than that. Whereas in solitude, people push their limits too much and go far ahead. Consider a small example. Suppose a science class is going on. All the children are studying science in groups. At the same time, an equation of maths related to physics appears in your mind, which is challenging your mental ability, and you get interested in that equation. But because all the people are studying science together, they're studying physics. So you will not indulge in maths, you will do just as much as the group is doing. Whereas if you were doing it alone, you would probably go into maths and push your limits in maths. That's why remember lesson number 1, practice solitude. If you're an introvert, that's great, you must be doing this thing already. But if you're an extrovert, sometimes you should practice solitude. Practice things alone. Whatever things you want to practice, take some time out for yourself, and push yourself in that alone time to improve that skill. Second lesson, soft power. See, an idea is very famous in our society culture that only those people become good lawyers, negotiators, salesmen, and politicians. People who have excessive extroverted personalities. These people are able to debate, make conversations, manipulate people, win the hearts of people. But this is not true. Just a while back I was listening to an audiobook by Zig Ziglar, who is a very famous sales coach. He said, how those who are introverts, many times they perform better than extrovert salesmen. Because of many reasons, which I'll discuss further. Nowadays there are many such creators, you would think that they are much more extroverted people. Like nowadays Ankur Variku is becoming very famous. He himself says that I am an introverted person. Just recently I met Rahul Bhatnagar. He is a very good professional speaker, but actually, he is an introverted person who is a very good public speaker. He has given a speech in many countries. But when I was talking to him he said that I am an introverted person. Similarly, I have seen many people who look extroverted from above. But actually they are introverts. But they are doing very well in their life. Well, because they have soft power and much research back it. You don't have to be an extroverted person to have that success. You must have seen that many times the motivational speaker speaks very loudly, speaks in a very heavy voice, which motivates many people, but many times it does not motivate those people who want to understand things peacefully. Those who are more logically convinced than emotions. Sometimes introverts can explain such people better, because those people like to live more calmly and in silence. And this is what we call soft power. Basically, how do introverts use soft power? Those people start asking questions instead of talking too much. They start understanding the person in front of them. These people keep working on their goals without making any noise. And Zig Ziglar was also saying this: what is important for sales? You don't have to give a very good sales pitch. But it is important to understand the customer, to understand their needs, to understand their problems. Only such people become good salesmen, and this is called soft power. Now, let me give you the best example of soft power, that is Mahatma Gandhi ji. At that time when there was no internet, Mahatma Gandhi inspired, connected millions of people at that time. And he did not do this work with much aggression and very high energy. Rather, he silently achieved his big goals. Now, even Gandhiji could have been very angry seeing the injustice, could have fought with the British. But he understood this thing, that fighting is not a solution too many times. In which many times lives are lost and results are also not achieved. He took another path of silence, of fighting silently. He used his soft powers, which made him a great leader, who was followed by many people. Because Gandhiji understood that it was not possible for him to fight with arms with the British. But fighting silently was creating a lot of impacts. That's why he took this path, which also created very good results. That's why you also start using your soft power many times. Lesson No. 3. Thoughtful silence. Recently, my colleague was telling me a story where what happened, he had to go somewhere to get the computer. He convinced his friend with great difficulty that let's go somewhere to get a computer. While they were on their way, when he meets an old friend of his, he starts talking a little bit with his friend. Where his friend tells him that I know you are going to the computer market. Please do one thing for me, I'm just too busy. There is a place ahead of the computer market, go there and deliver them, please deliver the goods there. My colleague said without thinking that it is okay, I will deliver the goods there, no problem. Now, my colleague did not understand this in starting. But after thinking a while, he understood that this was a very problematic thing. The thing was that the place where he had to go to deliver the goods was 5 kilometers away from that market, which took 30 minutes to reach and 30 minutes more to come back. Because of a lot of traffic jams on the way, and because of all this, he wasted an hour. After which, when he reached the computer shop, That shop was closed and he was getting very angry. He started telling his friend what kind of friend he was. He went away by giving work to me unnecessarily and harassing me. To which the friend of my colleague said, "Hey brother, you are mad, you should not have taken the goods, you should have refused." See, it happens many times with people, that whenever someone asks for a favor from them, whenever someone asks them something, then people give the wrong answer to give an immediate answer. Therefore, even at such times, you can use the power of silence a lot. Look, those who are successful understand the power of saying no. But many times people do not know how to say no. Now, how to say no is a very common problem that many people face. But the lesson in this is that sometimes you should use the power of silence before answering. This thing will help you a lot in taking the right decision. Lesson No. 4. Direct and concise. See, the author says, speaking more and talking more are two different things. You must have known such a person who can speak for 15 minutes without even a break. But many times the person who is speaking, his words are not so valuable, so much is not understood. Such people have a fear of silence. They never leave blank space in the conversation. After the end of a topic, as soon as the silence comes, they start speaking about anything. Now, the problem with this is that usually if we keep saying anything without using our brains, then this thing can make us look stupid. It has been told in the book 48 Laws of Power that those who are intelligent and powerful usually embrace silence, whereas less powerful people usually talk too much. And people who talk a lot, people start reducing their value many times. Because obviously when you talk more, then many times it happens that you will talk wrong, you will also talk stupid. Then people will judge you and this can reduce your power too. That's why even here you should understand the power of silence. Powerful people also follow the same philosophy. They do not talk unnecessarily. They never indulge in such conversations where they should not talk at all. And if they have to talk about something, then instead of talking too much, they come straight to the point. And you must have seen that people who speak less often develop mysterious personalities, which many people find attractive. And you must have seen, people are not much interested in listening to those who talk too much. But at the same time, if there is a silent person who speaks very little, but speaks very well with understanding, but whenever he speaks, everyone becomes silent to listen to him. And it is very good to use the power of silence to speak thoughtfully. Now I will tell you the rest of the small points in short, which can help you achieve goals by harnessing the power of silence. The 5th point is trust. See, to build trust, it is important to listen to the people, and the power of silence can be used to listen. The 6th point is, emphasize a point. Sometimes when you talk about many things, the meaning of those things is lost somewhere. And if you say something and take silence, then people get a chance to think, to which the power of that point increases. The 7th point is negotiation. Silence often comes in handy even during negotiations. If a person is just talking and keeps on talking, then his value starts to diminish. And when the time of bargain comes, and when you use silence, the person in front comes under pressure. Whether the person in front is liking it or not. So he starts leaning towards you many times, so you can use the power of silence even in negotiations. The 8th point is, empower others. See, people who are leaders sometimes do not only speak for themselves but also give an opportunity to others to speak. Due to this, other people like him feel empowered. And this thing is also the power of silence somewhere. The 9th point is, get the answer. Whenever you are talking or something is going on, the sooner you start being silent, the sooner you start getting answers. As long as only you keep speaking, then only your perspective will keep on going, and only keep talking about yourself. And when you start being silent, and the person in front will start talking about his perspective and will start speaking his words. Because of this, the actual answer you want, the person in front will give you. 10th last lesson, center yourself. See, this happens many times, especially in fights. You must have seen that many times people keep doing some nonsense, due to which the quarrel starts increasing many times. But at the time of quarrel or at other times, when you start being silent, start staying calm for a while. Then slowly your emotions also start to calm down, and you start speaking thoughtfully. And if you stay silent only, you will give yourself some time to the person in front. And by using the power of silence, anger will also end slowly and the problems will also end. As soon as the anger will start to end, as soon as the emotions will start ending, will start decreasing. And all this will lead you towards better results. And in fact, there are many CEOs. There are big people. Those people use the power of silence in the morning. Those people already spend some time in the morning, some minutes, some hours in complete silence. And because of this, people feel centered and controlled, which helps them to spend their day well. These were some things, some lessons about the power of silence. 11th lesson, I want you to comment and tell how according to you should use the power of silence. How it is used and how it can help you to move ahead in your life. Now share this video with all those people who are introverts. In fact, you can share it with extroverts people also, that how the power of silence can make them more powerful. And if you want to keep learning such amazing things from books for free without reading the book, then you must subscribe to me and press this bell icon. I will keep bringing amazing things such as books for you. Type if you found these things to be of any use. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.